Hey, I'm Grant. Welcome to Stay the Channel for November 12th, 2019. So, I haven't done one of these for a while. I had originally stopped doing these little State of the Channel updates because sometimes it feels more like a blog, and I didn't really intend for this to be a vlog. It was just something where each week to kind of like set a goal and stick to it. But I felt like it just kind of became this more meandering thing, and I was taking on a lot of extra side work, both at work as well as doing the cooking show, plus I started trying to learn how to draw, and there's all these things that just took up a lot of time. It's like, oh, I could just use that hour or so to make that on any other projects. But I did notice that like sitting down every Sunday and making this stuff really did give me so much more motivation because it was such an easy task. Like sitting down doing one of these videos is motivating because I'm sitting here talking about what I want to do, but also it was like easily accomplishable, much more so than say a podcast. So I wanted to start off with like doing things again by doing one of these and hopefully keeping it all rolling week to week, and unlike what I've been doing. So what the hopes for the channel now is I'm on a break from my cooking show. I basically did a 22, I want to say, episode season, and I could still keep going, and I plan to probably starting back in December. But I wanted some time away from that to kind of recharge. It became very week to week. Like I had to do 2 shows every 2 weeks. And I had limited time to be able to cook all these meals and prep and learn them. So I'd come home, and in the time like right now where I would make a video like this, I would instead have to go do that. And it just gave me no time to get ahead. So I wanted to take a nice little break. Like, hey, that's a nice cut. Let me go do something else for a couple months, recharge, try some stuff, and figure out just some better skills. So overall, the plan, I'm going to go with this, is Stay the Channel is hopefully going to be back on Mondays. I plan that to be my thing. I feel like that's just an easy way where I go through a thing where basically Friday night, it's kind of like a wash. I'll do some stuff, but for the most part, it's like, I'm tired from work, whatever. I'm just going to do whatever. Saturday, usually I got plans for, but Sunday, if I can start Sunday with like a nice video like this, it makes sure that I actually do nice things like this. Like I've had so many projects I want to start, but it's just so hard to roll out of bed and do a big thing like that. But I've really found like doing these little videos helps a lot. I'm hoping for one of my next big goals is I would like to do a small little let's play with someone, because as part of doing the cooking show, I got a really good deal on the Adobe whatever Premiere package. So I have all the Adobe products because I get like a 60% discount on it. So I moved over to that because that's what they use also at the TV station I did the cooking show for. So as part of that, I've always been able to get by. Like the last couple podcasts I had done for the digression bar, those are all done in Premiere, but I've never had to sit down and actually make sure I know the entire workflow and understand all the things that are available, as well as like all the other stuff I get. Like I've been using Photoshop for a ton of side stuff, but like Premiere, I was like, well, I don't need anything fancy now, so I just kind of squeeze out the videos. And like with the cooking show, it wasn't heavily edited because it was all done live to tape, so I had someone doing all the changing for me. I just had to say, cut it down, pad it out, maybe simplify some little things, like very simple little tricks. So I never actually sat down and like really tried. So I want to do like what I did with, say, I think it was Silent Hill 3, where I did that because one, I wanted to play Silent Hill 3, and I thought it'd be kind of fun for the channel because I like horror games. But really, all it was is like, I know this is going to probably take me like 30 episodes, because I just sat down, I basically filmed all the footage in one go. And this was on my old editor, Lightworks. I just set all my keyboard shortcuts, and I printed out, or rather I wrote up a list right here on my monitor of all the shortcuts. Like, I'm going to do this, and I'm only going to allow myself to use shortcut keys, because I know by doing this for like 30 hours, I will have them memorized. And yeah, the overall product of what that is, it's like, that wasn't designed to be a big thing, but taking time to learn those skill sets is so helpful, and you just can do so much more with it, that I want to do a thing like that for the channel for Premiere, just to make sure I have stuff going on and like I understand it all. Plus, honestly, that's something that if you know the history of the channel, I kind of started doing like the Dead Rising like Let's Play, basically Master Run, was because it's like that footage is very light. When you film stuff in live action, I have to worry about like time of the day, planning with other people, lighting, like how loud is it. I can't do it at like 1 in the morning because like people are sleeping around my apartment. But with like Let's Plays and stuff, like it's really easy. Like, you know what? I could just repeat the same thing over and over for literally 24 hours a day. And if I lose some footage because I don't know what I'm doing right or I just need to repeat it, it's so easy to just be like, yeah, throw that away. Whereas like with the cooking show, if I like lost an episode, that's like, okay, I guess in 2 weeks we can try again. So I just figure like that's a nice little mid ground to kind of start that off. Otherwise, I have this week a digression bar coming out. It was one where I wanted to just start by like, let's just sit down and make one because I haven't made one for a while. I plan to have that become monthly, so again, I keep doing it, but that's not one where I feel like I got the majority of what I wanted out of that series in terms of learning how to do the back end. It was basically started as a series on how to do live action stuff, because before then I would always just do like voiceovers or things like that. And now that I have that, the fact that it takes easily an hour and a half to film, if not more, plus the editing itself takes easily an hour and a half, if not more, it just feels like it's so bloated, whereas I could make a little bit more composed videos in that same time frame. But I just don't want to do it. I still feel like it's something like I'd like to do like 1.5 a month. I don't know how I would do that, but it feels like every 2 weeks is hard to figure out, but being like only 12 a year makes it hard, like doesn't feel like it covers enough. So what I think I'd like to do is take a step back, do one every month, but then starting with the one after this, have them be a lot more composed, have more like segments, for lack of a better word. Like I don't plan on being like, this is our news section, this is our like politics section, this is our gaming section. But I like doing stuff like the original like scenario, not original, but the scenario idea we had where like, oh, you're on an island, what 3 items do you bring, that I did with Ellie and Andrew. Like that's a little bit more what I would like. I don't want to turn it into all hypotheticals, but I really want to start off like, here's a question, here's a discussion topic, get some energy, just launch immediately from the start. And then maybe even like edit it more. I'd like to play around with like the background, because right now it's essentially just the background of my apartment. You just see like this desk. And I'd like to do more for it without too much work, but it's something that I feel like I can do when I have a full month to compose it. Because like I know there's plenty of times where it's like I just have to like squeeze something out because I wanted to stick to this deadline, and that has produced several great things, but now I just think it's time to like change it up. Otherwise, I have a couple live action like things I really want to try, again with just more of the free time. Things like I really want to continue that OSR series. I think it's super simple. It's a great way, like with the state of the camera, just to sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to write a script. There's going to be 7 scenes. I just need to film. Okay, let me go do all that. And just like working through that, I think regularly is really helpful to make interesting things. And I think that's a nice little one where it's like, hey, it's not an hour and a half long. I can do it on a Tuesday when I get home from work, like I can this. But it's still like inching more towards what I would like to try. I would also, and this is something I don't know if I'll get to, but I'd really like to try doing something that's a lot more long form but composed. I've been watching decent videos on YouTube that are like an hour long but cover a discussion on one topic. And I always thought it was really interesting how you can't just sit down in front of a camera and just like talk at it for an hour. You need to basically have these arcs and like starts and stops. And how to compose it, I think, would be a really valuable skill set for what I would like to make in the future. Because it'd be nice to be able to know, like, yes, I can make a 40-minute video that is about something that I want to talk about on some topic, and not have be just one long single ramble from point to point with no real overall structure. I want it to be like segment, 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 and see how that flows, and then how do I edit that. So that's all the stuff I want to try. Plus, just getting back in the flow of things. Like one of the things that sucks about trying to get back to this is when I was a little bit more in the prime of making stuff for the channel, I had everything kind of constantly set up. It wasn't a big deal to pop out my camera because it was already fully charged, because I charged it last night and I already cleared the cards. Whereas like now it's like, okay, where did I put that light? It's dark in here because it's winter. I got to go figure out how to do that. And like, oh, I forgot to turn off the refrigerators for the podcast, so they're loud in the background. Just getting back in the flow is like a big thing. But anyway, I don't want to ramble too much because I want to actually get started with some free time I have and use this energy I have just from making this video right now and try a couple different things. So I'm Grant. As always, you can reach me over on Twitter. It's at taking4GrantD. And I'll be back again for the next day of channel a week from today. Bye.